So now please share your comments, your questions. So I think what happens is that understanding God more, understanding the nature of the world we live in, its transient nature, fleeting and delicate nature of life, and how things turn around is really important so that we, so that our relationship with the divine continues to be a constant. And then the ups and downs and the difficulties and the ease and the craziness and the sanity and the insanity and then the ease, all of this kind of is part of the totality of God, but it is not a direct reflection of our relationship with God. And this requires a nuanced understanding. But even this satsang and this question is a good one. So I was writing about our universe, samsara, the outer samsara, not the inner one that I talk about in Sovereign Self, and how, how diverse it is and how we are learning lessons in it. So here I've written here, I can't find it. It was so excellent, but I've written too many things here. So give me a minute here. Because if you heard exactly those words, I feel like they would help, but I can't find them, so I'm going to use different words. It's not possible to stay in the stillness place while we are in samsara all the time. That would feel, that's a wrong idea. We can't be like that. When the scriptures say that the gopis were in trance, it's not possible to stay in trance. But I think that's a hyperbole to explain that the mind calmed down, and they became very still within themselves. I think if you have moments of that deep love and stillness and okayness with whatever is the good, bad, ugly, lovely, like I say, and you just have love for Atman, Brahman, divine, in any form that you are comfortable with, and you have more and more of those thoughts with you, there will be occasional moments when you might have to look and grope for some emotional security or okayness, and then also you'll reach for divine. And then there'll be times when you're like, gosh, wouldn't it be nice if I had a job for a change? Then also that unemployment, I'm just making it up. And then you'll again reach out to the divine. So you'll have these three levels of bhakti, except that whatever if you were to develop knowledge of the self, which you've already been cultivating, I'm aware of your journey specifically, and your bhakti to the divine at the same time, because it is the Atma, it is the self which becomes the divine. As you concurrently develop it, you shall find that you are less perturbed. It will change qualitatively slowly. You will have less explosions. You will have less moments of hopelessness. It doesn't happen overnight. It's whatever attitude you're consciously choosing, then it becomes a default in the moment when you're being tested. And you'll always be a human being. So if a pin is pricked into your body, you will say, ouch. But will that ouch then turn into a very big wound? Not necessarily, because you will have brought in again, you will have new thoughts like, if there is light, then there will be darkness. If there is darkness, there will be light. If there is discomfort, there is comfort. If there is comfort, there will be discomfort. This will pass, this will happen, and you're back into Oh Ishvara. So I don't think that you're, I don't think there is a direct answer to your question, more than saying just keep doing what you're doing. And so that more and more your default is of equanimity. Yeah. I mean, traditionally, my answer would have been, of course, yes. Why? Because the divine, as represented by the Veda, is a conglomeration of divine qualities. It is Sattvatita, it transcends even Sattva, it is the ultimate light. And And so when we focus upon the divine, we automatically become elevated and pure. Now, I just want to say that don't let it become another thing to pursue as a vasana. Because I'm really seeing in Kali Yuga, like people developing like cults around gods. So I've become really tentative in my introduction of divine. I am now working on a book which elucidates the four yogic pathways, and I'm planning to introduce it more carefully into my teaching. But I would definitely say that start thinking of Brahman Atman, because it's the same Brahman who we met in our upasana to the sun god, manifested sun god. So it's that same Brahman, that eternal existence, which is the self within, which also shines as the God without. The difference with the God and you is that you are still under the spell of Maya, and which I talk about in Sovereign Self book and paradigm. But Maya can simply be like a spell of confusion and materialism through which we only think we are the body. But God is also a reflection of that same sovereign truth, but it is outside Maya. So maybe when you spend time in nature, think of God in nature. Wherever you see some pristine purity, like nature, the open sky, or if you traditionally have a deity or an Ishta, that's where you can just start settling down with God. And then if somebody has a tendency to be distracted by vasanas, the reason I began with that injunction was we then convert God into a vasana. So watch out for that one. When we think of the divine only as outside,
Yeah.
then this question can emerge. Is the bliss of the divine outside or inside us? Which means we are currently in the opinion that most religions tell us, which is a great place to start.
Yeah, yeah,
No
yeah.
mocking. That God is there, I am here. God is there, I am here. So the bliss is there, I am here. This is one view of the divine. Another view is that what if the world and the divine are one? And you are here. So now there are 2 points, the world and the divine, and you. Now, Everywhere in the world, there is God.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
bliss coming from the moonlight is God light. The
Right.
bliss coming from sparkling water is the bliss of God. The bliss of laughing puppies is the bliss of God. That's another view, more mature. There's a third view, the non-dual view. Why have 2 points, the world and God here and you here? You live in the world. Now there is only one point.
Mm-hmm.
Now the world, God, and you are one. Jesus, world, and you are one. Allah, world, and you are one. Durga, world, and you are one. Now that question is moot, whether the world is. So that is why we have the Upanishads which say, God is above me, God is below me, God is to my right, God is to my left, God is inside me, God is in the pebble, God is in the bird, God is in the ray of light. This is how the chants go. And if the God, as you said very correctly, the bliss has to come from inside because fortunately, if God is inside you, and even if God, Goddess, that wants to give you bliss, that can just emerge from within.
Yes, 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 yes.
To be truthful, I don't know the answer. I don't know. I just know that, as you mentioned, I experience it here. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Much Shakti to your Bhakti. Blessings. It's a great way to renew our bond with the divine. Understand that the divine is a representation of the sovereign nature, the sovereign self, and we have a lot of help. So, with that, I leave you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.